Okay. Bridget and I decided we wanted to go to a PLE. The one that we picked out was SummerSlam, so that meant that we'd be traveling to Cleveland. Now, before the trip, we made sure to watch the latest episodes of Friday Night Smackdown and Monday Night Raw. Or we just watched every single episode up until that point. Doesn't really matter. At the time, the OTC was MIA. Cody had beef with the New Bloodline, Nia was Queen of the Ring and stalking Bayley's belt, Damian Priest had Judgment Day shenanigans and a match with Gunther, Liv Morgan was Judgment Day shenanigans and had a match with Rhea, CM Punk interfered every time Drew McIntyre had a match, and Drew McIntyre completely overcompensated. Braun Breaker was trying to break Sammy, and LA Knight was finally about to get his moment. Yeah! Everything was in place for a great show, and it was a masterpiece. Okay, our flight was the same flight as Liv Morgan, and also the same flight as Ringside POV. She has an Instagram that highlights WWE events. She also told us about a Damian Priest live event that was happening later that day. We had to go. The event was great. We watched Damian Priest's documentary 3 days before it debuted, and the venue was small, making it kind of intimate. About a few hundred people in attendance, plus Damian Priest. Made us feel close. I'm definitely a fan now. But anyways, Dom showed up, Rhea showed up, CM Punk showed up, Gunther did an interrupt. It was so much fun. Now it's time to eat. We wanted to be close to the arena because we planned on going to Smackdown later that night. So we jumped into a lift car, got dropped off at the arena, and then found a restaurant inside walking distance. The restaurant that we found is Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit is a gorgeous restaurant with an elevated dining experience inside downtown Cleveland. The ambiance is fine dining. Okay, I did coach the bartender on how to make my drink. I ain't proud of it. I know I could just got a beer and a shot, or order one of the cocktails off the drink list that the restaurant had available. And if that bartender thinks I'm an asshole, she won't be wrong, but not for that interaction. I just really wanted a Negroni, and she really had all the ingredients to make it behind the bar. So please, and thank you. Smackdown was awesome. Cody and the Bloodline opened the show. Melo and Andrade have a match because Melo and Andrade have a match every single Friday night. I freaking love it. Bianca and Jade were still chasing Elba Fire and Isla Dawn for the Women's Tag Team Championship. And we got to watch the Bloodline destroy DIY for their Tag Team Championship. It was beautiful. The next day we went to Lulo's Kitchen for brunch. Lulo's Kitchen does a Latin American fusion cuisine. We both enjoyed a salad and a brunch cocktail. We wanted to get closer to the stadium just to be around all the events that were happening inside the area. And a salad and a brunch cocktail, that's not gonna be enough fuel for all the walking that we're about to be doing. So we went to Masthead Brewing Company for a pizza. The brewing company is located inside this old building from the early 1900s. I believe it was an automotive dealership inside the 1920s. So I ended up eating an entire pepperoni pizza, and Bridget has this vegan pizza with mushrooms, onions, red peppers, and hummus. We sat at a table with a couple guys that were also going to SummerSlam, but everybody on that side of town was going to SummerSlam. There was 57,000 people in attendance at the SummerSlam event. The walk to the stadium was like a block party. They even had rings set up on these blocked out streets where they had local talent wrestling. The atmosphere, it was electric. The SummerSlam show starts with Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley match, and the match ends with Dirty Dom doing a heel turn, double cross heel turn. Damian Priest also gets betrayed by the Judgment Day and loses his title. Queen Nia takes her title from Bayley. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, everything about that feud, it just works, man, it does. Both Braun Breaker and LA Knight are victorious inside their title matches. I can see both of them holding on to the titles for a while. But the real reason why everybody showed up, the pop, when the original Tribal Chief comes out, it shook the stadium, man. That moment, when 57,000 people all at the exact same time do the woo-ah, it was magical. The next morning, we went to Johnny Mango for brunch. Johnny Mango was this Mexican, Asian, Caribbean spot. Sounds like a lot, but it really was all those things. Bridget had waffles, and I had the huevos rancheros. So the number one goal of the day was to get to Tower City Center. Tower City Center is this mixed-use facility inside downtown Cleveland. There's shopping, there's restaurants, there's office space, but most important, there's this WWE pop-up shop. We gotta get some merch. After we got our t-shirt and souvenirs, we headed to Cloak and Dagger. That place was special. It's like this hipster craft cocktail bar. I'm pretty sure everything in there was vegan, but I'm 100% sure everything was delicious. The food was great. The drinks were great. The service was great. There's no way I go back to Cleveland and don't go to Cloak and Dagger. After the drinks and some food, we decided to walk the city for a bit until we found ourselves at a punch bowl inside the flats at a rooftop bar. The music was cool. The drinks were okay. But I felt like ending the trip on a rooftop bar looking over Cleveland was just the right thing to do. Okay. Now the next day, we got to the airport at 9 a.m. for an 11 a.m. flight, but the 11 a.m. flight never shows up. We should have got home at 5 p.m. on Monday. Instead, we get home at 7 a.m. on Tuesday. But we're all good. Neither one of us is in a rush. And we're able to sit in the airport and watch Monday Night Raw on my cell phone. You know, I'm not afraid to cheer or boo in public. Cleveland was never on my bucket list, but truth be told, we had a great time. But I don't know, what about you? What's your favorite WWE trip? And are you gonna be at Bad Blood in Atlanta, Georgia on October 5th? If so, maybe I'll see you there. Peace.